So you've finished your blog, you are ready to upload. This is exciting stuff. Okay, what you need to do. The tab that's really going to help is your assessment materials. Also, we're going to be using the assessment tile. That's where you're going to upload. This is the submission portal in the assessment tile. Everything else you need to do and you need for this is in the assessment materials. So we're going to click into that. As you can see here, there's suggested blog posts. Make sure you've had a look at those just to see. You've got exemplar blog posts just to see which ones we've suggested have got 2 1s and above. There's your assessment rubric, so make sure you're looking at the rubric, making sure that everything you've done correlates with what we've been asked for. So you're ready to upload. You just click onto there, you'll download. This is the pro forma submission template. Take a bit of time to do this. Don't do this, please don't do this 2 minutes before. So many students leave this till the last minute, and then it can really impact and maybe even delay you making that 2 p.m. deadline. I do this ahead of time. Obviously, put your student name, student ID. Really important you put your blog titles. Make sure that they are clear. Make sure you put the titles here so the person marking it can look at these and cross-reference with your blog. We'll come back to this URL link. This is the most important thing. I'll go through this with you and I'll show you how to do this in Adobe. Bit of self-assessment here. Be honest, on there, if you think your marks correlate, look at the rubric. If you think you're in a good, if you think you're in exceptional, if you think in satisfactory, it's not really going to have much of an impact, but it's really good for your self-reflection. As a teacher, you're going to need to reflect on your performance, your writing, every day you'll be reflecting. This helps you get into that narrative. Okay, really important that you think and put these reflections down in words. Please don't just put one-word answers. So strengths, writing, good writing. Make sure you're actually thinking about this. Think about what have you actually done well? What are your strengths in this assignment? Have you used and engaged with making multimodal materials? Have you actually really thought about academic sources that relate to what you're saying? It could be areas for development. Don't just write down writing or, those one word. There's no point. Take some time to do this reflection. So think about, do you know what? Maybe I did need to support all my work with more or wider academic sources. I needed to really relate and cross-relate to the new curriculum. These are areas for development. These will definitely help you. Students last year said, in their reflections, it helped them in the next assignment. They thought, right, oh God, my referencing was terrible. I need to improve that with or for my next assessment. So please don't just do this as like a to-do list thing that you've just got to do. Take some time to do it, and it can really, really help. And what our good students do is they look at these areas for development, and then they'll go to their personal tutors, and then you can put a bit of a plan in place. And this is going to be the difference between those that are getting firsts and those that are maybe getting thirds or even passing. Think about where you can actually improve, and then put some plans in place to do that. Okay, underneath, this is where you copy and paste your Word content. As we've said, Adobe Express is a live web browser hosted platform. It can fail. It hasn't failed for any of the classes that I've been working with, hasn't failed for any of the students I've been working with, but I know schools that have had problems with Adobe Expressive Cloud. So, the university will not accept any technical problems for any submissions, so just be kind to yourself. Copy and paste all your blogs here. It's a backup. If it goes over a few pages, that's absolutely fine. Put your pictures in as well. Really, really important though, this is your backup, okay? Make sure you do this, because there's nothing worse that if you just rely on Adobe and it loses on the morning that you're submitting, there's nothing you can do and you'll probably fail the submission. So be kind to yourself, back things up. Okay, coming back to this part, as I said, the Spark Express URL link. Okay, so I'm going to show you here on my Adobe. Please don't look at my tabs. I know there's a lot of tabs there. I just like to use them. All right, so let's go to, sorry, I've got too many here. This is an example of how I've used Adobe Spark. As you can see here, this is what yours could look like. You've got a mixture then of pictures, text, links, buttons. This is what yours potentially could look like. And hopefully yours is starting to look a bit like this. Okay. So say you are ready to submit. You go into your projects to go and, so say this is your one. As I said, really, really important. With that share button, you go to publish and share link. In the video that I showed you how to set up one of these, this is where you get your shareable link. So you copy that and then you'll come back to the document and you will paste it here. So important you check this link that it works. Get a friend, housemate, family member to check as well. If this link doesn't work and we can't access your blogs, as I've said, potentially, if we can't access them, we can't give you feedback, you could fail the module. Obviously, we don't want that to happen and we don't want to be chasing you. Just make sure, it's a simple thing, make sure you check this link. Don't forget, don't leave this blank. This Express URL link is so important. So again, it's in share. You need to go to publish and share. You press copy and then you are good to go. You then, once that's completed, obviously you need to fill this out in full. You need to make sure all your blogs are copied below. You go to File, Save it as somewhere. I'd put it on the desktop if I was you. Obviously put your name on it and say it's your pro forma. You're going to save it. And then when you've done that, you're going to go back to Moodle. You're then going to go to the assessment portal, which is this assessment portal. Mine's going to look a little bit different to yours. And then you're going to submit in the usual submission portal, which is here. I've got the teacher view, so it's going to look a little bit different to you, but you will submit that document. So you are submitting your pro forma with your URL link on that pro forma to this link here, and that's all you need to do. Make sure you check the URL and you're good to go.